Welcome to today's emergency webinar and global call to action in solidarity and mourning with Umm Il-Kheir. Last Monday, our beloved friend, colleague, teacher, and co-resistor Awdah Hathaleen was shot dead by an Israeli settler while defending his community. The next day, as mourners gathered to pray and grieve, soldiers arrived to disrupt proceedings and threatened to dismantle the traditional mourning tent the village is using to host the bereaved and hold prayers. Since then, military raids have continued almost daily, with 20 community residents detained over the last week, and the state of Israel is refusing to return Awdah's body for burial and are imposing conditions on its release, including limiting the funeral to 15 people and requiring his funeral to be outside of Il-Kheir, his village. Awdah's wife Hanady and the women of Il-Kheir initiated a collective hunger strike last Thursday, and the residents of Il-Kheir are calling for people and all of us around the world to host solidarity encampments and mourning tents in our communities as part of a global emergency campaign demanding the release of Awdah's body and of the 3 Kheir residents and family members still being held and detained in Ophir prison. You can learn more about these calls to action in the links I'm sending in the chat. We, Tariq and I, are joining with you now directly beside the mourning tent in Il-Kheir and inviting all of you to join with the community in collective grief, rage, despair, sadness, care, love, and solidarity. Each of your homes, workplaces, living rooms, computers, phones, and the places you're calling from now are an extension of the community through this call and of their struggle and demand for justice. As we speak, you will likely hear the sounds of the community and mourners around us, but I'm very glad and honored, truly honored, to be joined beside my friend Awdah Hathaleen, a community advocate, civil resistor, and Awdah's family member, to share with us more about all that has happened and discuss the ways we can collectively act for justice alongside the community. Before I pass it to Tariq, I'm going to share my screen and share a brief interview from Al Jazeera that provides the basic context of the last week before we hear much more, of course, in intimate terms from Tariq, who will speak with you directly about all that has happened. One moment.
The 60 Palestinian women in the occupied West Bank are on hunger strike, demanding Israel return the body of Awdah Hathaleen. The Palestinian activist who worked on the Oscar-winning film No Other Land was shot dead by an Israeli settler last week. The settler has been released after a brief period under house arrest, while 8 Palestinians from Hathaleen's village remain in detention. Nida Ibrahim reports.
This mother is holding on to her son's clothes. She says his smell is all she's been left with. No body to bury or kiss goodbye. Awdah Hathaleen's 31-year-old son Awdah was shot and killed on Tuesday by an Israeli settler named Yenon Levy, who attacked their village in the southern occupied West Bank. Levy, who was already under sanction by the EU, shot indiscriminately. One bullet hit Awdah. He was transferred to an Israeli hospital where he was declared dead. The Israelis are now holding Awdah's body, and his killer has been set free after a brief house arrest, triggering anger and grief among his family and supporters. 60 women from his village are now on hunger strike. Their demand? for the body to be released without conditions. They also want Israeli forces to release all the men they arrested from Awdah's mourning house.
أنا مضربة هذا الشيء يوم يسلموني إياه وأشوفه أشم ريحته وأخوه اللي زي روحه كمان يشوفه.
But Israeli forces say they'll release the body only under strict rules for his funeral. It cannot happen during the day or have more than 15 people attending, and it must take place outside the village. For the family, this is adding insult to injury. Awdah leaves behind 3 little boys. The eldest is 5. Their mother, Hanady, says they're all too young to understand. Their father won't put them to bed anymore.
لحظة استشهاد محمد كان عنده لما تصاوب أبوه كان يقول يا رب يا رب، يعني محمد عمره 2 سنين ونص. امبارح كانت ليلة صعبة كثير كثير على محمد، كل الليل كان بيصرخ. أول مرة أشوفه عنيف لهي الدرجة، من كثر ما كان يصرخ كل الليل بدي أبوي بدي أبوي.
For decades, Israeli forces have withheld
Devastating and overwhelming to see, as the last week has been devastating and overwhelming. But we're here together now in mourning, in devastation, in grief, in solidarity, in care, and love for the community. And I'll pass over to Tariq now to introduce himself. Of course, there are many on this call who know and love Tariq deeply and have spent a great deal of time with him over the last decade or 3. And there are some here also who are just meeting Tariq for the first time. So Tariq, I'll just pass to you to introduce yourself and maybe just give us a basic timeline of what has happened in the last week.
Thank you, Aris. Thank you very much. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what happened to the other half of myself, Awdah. Hi everyone, my name is Awdah Hathaleen. I am a community member of Umm Il-Kheir. I'm an English teacher. I'm an activist. I'm talking about myself, I'm not talking about Awdah. It's all the same. We are the same. Awdah was the other part of myself. He is half of my heart. He is my heart. We are born together the same year. We went to the same school together. And we went to the same university together. And we have grown up together. And we became 30 together. And we have graduated from university and became English teachers together. We became activists together. We became in support for our communities together. Awdah, for me, he simply everything in life. He's like sight for eyes. He's like water for a human being. Awdah, for me, is the biggest loss that I could ever think about. I lost Awdah. It's not a joke. I wish that it was a dream, a nightmare, that I just woke up and I wake up and realize it wasn't real. Really, until when this goddamn occupation will take more beautiful souls like Awdah. Really, if I keep talking about Awdah for generations, I will not really fulfill Awdah's right. Awdah was a great person. Awdah was a man of deeds. He always have been support to people in need. He always dedicated his life for supporting humans and humanity. Awdah is not only a name. Awdah is not only a number. Awdah is a great soul that for me, I was greatly privileged to live together. But really now I'm in the hardest moments of my life that I lost Awdah. Is the fact that now exists around me. It will be my daily fact when I wake up in the morning, and I would realize every morning again and again that I lost Rafiqi, my friend, my heart. And for me, this is the second great loss personally. 3 years ago, I lost my uncle Suleiman, who was a great person that the occupation killed. And here they killed more than my brother Awdah, more than a friend. Me and Awdah, we reached a level that we are a friend. The word friend doesn't really describe our relationship. This loving, caring, this beautiful soul, this very peaceful human being, this non-violent activist has gone now, and we have to face the fact that he is gone. And I wish it stopped there. As I'm talking to you now, imagine that his body is still held by the occupation, and they're putting conditions on us not to bury him and honor him as it should be. They put a condition that if we want to bury him in the community graveyard nearby the village, we bury him at night with only the presence of 15 people from very close family members and with the presence of the police. We are not burying a thief or a terrorist or a thug. We are burying Awdah. For us, if he stay in their fridges, and I now shaking, I even putting a sweater on because I could really still feel. Now I feel Awdah, I feel the cold in that fridge that he is now for his body. It's really hard. It's really unbelievable what is happening. Insane. This is the cruel. This is the highest levels of cruelty and injustice and insanity that humanity can reach. Those people who keep Awdah's body, they are not humans. They are not humans. They are monsters. And they are not only keeping his body, they are actually trying to prevent us from mourning Awdah. They threatened that they will dismantle his mourning tent in the community where we are sitting now. They came and they kicked everyone out for the first 2 days after Awdah passed away. They kicked everyone out of the village, out of the mourning tent with stun grenade and tear gas. In which part of the world this happens, where people are just peacefully mourning their beloved one, that you come and just break into their mourning tent and you do this brutality? And it didn't stop there. They came for his family members, his brothers, his cousins, myself, and they arrested us. In total, 21 people were arrested. Youth from the community were arrested and were interrogated and were sent to Ofar prison near Ramallah to live under very brutal conditions that you have nothing to survive with. There is no food. There is no good water for drinking. There is nothing to clean with. There is no soaps. And this is the situation for all of the Palestinian prisons. This is the first time I really can understand what an Israeli prison for Palestinians means. And it didn't stop there. They keep following us. The same company that is led by this terrorist, I pray that his soul burn in the hellfire. Levy, his company keep working. They didn't stop. They have no place, no space. They have no space for respecting us. Yeah, that's because they dehumanize us and they don't see us as human beings that exist. And they keep working. And less than a week, his murderer, his killer, comes to be present 1 meter away from the mourning tent. That's made me sick. That morning, yesterday, I also almost faint from what I just seen. The murder of my most beloved person on the face of this universe, just hanging around and walking around the mourning tent. Believe me, if he have shot, I'm sorry to say that, if he have shot a dog, he would be held in jail for more than a week, less than a week, and they released him. And the people who were arrested were tortured. And the work that everything happened started from this work that is happening a few meters away from our homes in Al-Kheir. And it comes from the east side of the village, where they are actually suffocating us. And take this shock. I want to shock you now. You probably didn't have the time to check your social media. Just 1 hour ago, they cut off the water, the only water source, the only source of water for the community, with the same excavator that they hit Ahmed with before they shoot Awdah. It cut off the water. The community has no water now. Myself, 1 hour ago, I was again in the police station for a couple of hours, interrogated again for nothing that I did. I am like Awdah. He was non-violent, peaceful activist, and I am the same as Awdah. We never did something wrong. We stand for our rights, and that is unacceptable by the occupation. And whoever stand against them, they will go after him. Here they killed Awdah. And I was saying it to my Jewish friends from all around the world, that they are big number of them, they are present with us now, and we are together living this hard moments of mourning Awdah. I have told to them, if Awdah, this person who was loved by Jewish activists from all around the world, just got killed and nobody cared, next they will shoot a Jewish person that they claim daily, and they lie daily that they are for his protection. They will kill him and nobody would care. That's what will happen next. Those aren't humans. Who keeps the body of Awdah, who shot Awdah, who is torturing his family, who is cutting their water. Cutting water is cutting life. They are not humans. Those people lost their humanity. They lost their minds. They are, for me, monsters. They are terrorists that should be jailed. And in addition to all of that, there is a crazy campaign by the settlers is taken against the community in the media. I saw a video of this psychopath, Bezalel Talia, who lives nearby. He made a video in TikTok, and he said his friend Yanun was under threat, and he defended himself, and he shot and killed the terrorist. Awdah wasn't a terrorist. Awdah is a human being, a beautiful soul for the people. And I believe most of you here, if not all of you, believe Awdah and have talked or passed by Awdah. Nobody have passed by Awdah, and he will not feel in love with Awdah. This beautiful soul, we lost it. I really don't know what to say. Really, I'm in a big grief of my other half of myself, Awdah. It is painful. It is painful. It is painful. What is happening? I really can't look to his children. The other day, the guys here insisted that I am the one to take his children to the market, as he used to take them to the market every 3 days, every week. And they insisted that I go with his kids because I am his closest friend. That night I couldn't sleep again. I couldn't sleep even 1 single second, seeing his son Watan, the oldest, 5 years old, and Muhammad, 2.5 years old, and Kinan, that is a few months old. Seeing them is heartbreaking. Those who killed Awdah, may they will receive the divine justice eventually, and they will be punished for what they are doing, what they done and what they are doing. And here I'm not talking about the story of my beloved Awdah, and I am in the future where it is good. I am now present in this bad reality where his Awdah was killed, and the killer, the murderer, he was just left free. I want to urge you as much as you can, stand for Awdah, because simply you are standing for all of the people who lives injustice and lives under occupations and being oppressed. Awdah is a story of all of Palestine, of all of the Palestinians. One of the things that I heard from the lawyer, that the whole state is standing behind Yanoun Levy, the murderer of Awdah, because his company was demolishing the houses in Gaza. So it is all related together. For him, he's a national hero. And for them, Awdah is just a number. They have been killing people, starving 2 million people until death. Nobody cares. And I know that you are his closest friends. You care. And for that, I'm talking to you. May Awdah's memory be a revolution against this devil. And may the occupation ends and justice prevails in the end. With your assistance, with your solidarity, with your mourning, with your standing with us, justice will prevail, and the killer of Awdah shall be punished for what he did. He could have shot in the air. He shot 2 bullets. I was present in what happened. He shot 2 bullets, the first one in Awdah's heart. And I read the autopsy report. It hit his heart, left him no chances to survive. And the second was just a few centimeters away, above the head of one of the family members. And it was fatal for Awdah. Left him few minutes to bleed and die and pass and leave me and leave all of us, not only me, leave all of us orphans in this life. Leave us alone in this life. Awdah shouldn't be killed. And if we don't stand for Awdah now, for what happened to him, we shall grieve more people, more beloved ones, more beautiful souls, and we would lose more and more big losses like Awdah.
So much of this is so unbearable for so many of us. And as we said at the start of this call, this gathering today is a coming together in mourning and an extension of the mourning tent directly behind us. As I've said to Tariq, and Tariq knows, and I've said to many of you, and I've shared publicly, Awdah was a coordinate for many of us, an essential coordinate in the work of solidarity, building justice, in a vision of solidarity across borders. And for myself, it's been my own personal friendship and the friendship of my community with Awdah and with Tariq that has been so much of what has steered me and given me direction over the last decade. We first met over a decade ago after the community center was demolished in 2016. Some people on this call were in a delegation in 2016 that painted a mural there that was demolished, and we came to rebuild and begin to clear. And I didn't know, of course, then what would happen so near the stones. We put in a pathway nearby. And these last days, did you want to say something?
I have something to add. I want to pass to you. Speaking to you, and I'm breaking I am torn into pieces as I'm speaking to you, but I want to let you know, unfortunately, Awdah was killed by your money, by your governments, by your tax money. The same gun that shot Awdah, made by your countries. The same occupation that kills Awdah, and digging and excavating to build a settlement 1 meter from his home is supported by your countries. It is you guys, your countries. I know it's not you personally, but it's your countries that they maintain this goddamn occupation that kills us. Is not only make us suffering, it kills us. We're losing beautiful human beings. I swear to God, for all of the people who have met and came across my Uncle Suleiman and Awdah, they love them as they love their family members. They care about them as they care about their family members, because they were just extremely beautiful souls. And it is your role now to take action for Awdah. I want to urge you, we will not sit down, we will not relax until justice for Awdah. We want justice for Awdah. We want justice for Awdah's people. We want justice for Awdah's cause. Awdah wasn't any random human being. Awdah was a man who was standing for his people, for his nation, for his rights, for his people's rights. He dedicated most of his life. Because I am the one who is the closest one to him. I know what reality of Awdah. He is a man that he always check upon the people in need, in his community and around. He always calls for a need and support and solidarity. Himati groups. He spoke about the occupation again and again and how it is very hurting. And Awdah always told the story, and now he became the story. Allah yarhamu Awdah. May his soul be in the highest levels of the heaven, and his killer, his soul goes to the hellfire. Allah yarhamu Awdah. For us is a big loss, but for me he will be the fuel of myself, for my motivation, my force, my power, my will, where I will continue following his steps, standing for people in need. And for me, I will keep his memory a revolution against his murderers and their supporters. Thank you.
And his imagination, his creativity, his humor, his mirth, the way he chuckled, all of those things, I think, for me, were the stuff of community, friendship, but also of struggle for justice. It showed me that there was a way to do it in a way that was personal, rooted in personal relationships and friendship. It was also your friendships and your relationship together that gave me a model of how to be in a struggle for justice with dignity. And all of us can carry that forward. I wanted to return to something important, of course, that you rightly brought up, which is the way all of us in our different contexts and the different places we live are bound up in the systems of power, in the state forces that are responsible for this and so much else. And really also, I've never seen more directly or experienced more directly than in the last week how the settlers, the police, the courts, the Supreme Court, every facet of the system, along with international governments granting diplomatic immunity, are all working in tandem to put full pressure on Umm Il-Kheir to leave. I mean, I guess what is the larger context? Why? What is it that they want?
That's the plan from day one for the settlers who come to live nearby. They want to kick us out. Unfortunately, they succeeded in other parts of the West Bank where people flee. People flee from fear. And here people insist to maintain their right in their land, in their life, in this peace until the final day. Awdah, he sacrificed himself. He was standing there documenting the crime happening. Awdah was filming when his cousin Ahmed was hit with a bulldozer and almost killed. I was coming from my home from the south side of Umm Il-Kheir. I thought Ahmed was run over by the bulldozer. I couldn't believe myself. And yet, we try to gain our rights from this occupation. We keep trying to claim our rights from this occupation. The first thing I did, I called the Israeli police, asking for an ambulance, an Israeli ambulance to take Ahmed and to take care of Ahmed. And later I called them again when Awdah got shot and asked for the ambulance again and quickly. That came so late, unfortunately, and Awdah was already gone. It is what's happening here in Il-Kheir since years. I believe most of you have passed through this village and have known Awdah and known his family, his community, his relatives. And they knew, as they hid from Awdah and others like myself, what is the intention for the settlers. It is to kick the people out of here, and they don't care where to go. We are refugees. And this shall be the second Nakba for us, the second catastrophe. They don't care about our rights. They don't care about us. They don't see us as humans. And they will try the million ways to kick us out of here. And we will try the trillion ways to stay here. And I believe for remembering Awdah and taking his memory with us wherever we go, and for continuing the legacy of Awdah and Hajj Suleiman, we shall insist to stay here as much as we can and with you, and we shall succeed in the end, and justice prevail.
Inshallah, and we'll make it so.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Iris.
We here, of course, are part of a community across borders who are here to work for justice for Awdah, to carry on all that he represents, all that our relationships and friendships and the network of co-resistance, solidarity, and steadfastness that you and Awdah were so much part of building and are so much part of building.
We grew up together.
It's true.
We know each other since 10 years. We have very beautiful moments together, but unfortunately, now if we want to gather again and sit and talk, Awdah will not be among us. Awdah is gone, man. Awdah is gone. That's the hardest truth that we have to live with. Myself, you, and others, and a lot of people who know Awdah and care about Awdah, his family.
It's a truth impossible to face.
He have been a motivation and an inspiration for people to take action. Even it now became something real that I see as his mother and his wife, in addition to all of the community members, the ladies, the women of the community, they now in a hunger strike as a technique of non-violence to get rights. They are in a hunger strike, and we shall, the men, very soon join them. We would rather prefer to die from hunger and not leave Awdah with them, and we shall bring Awdah's body and mourn him and honor him as he deserves. He was a great person, a person that is a big loss. For me, it's the biggest loss, and I believe it's for you also.
As I've told you, in our tradition, we say, may his memory be a blessing for the life of the world to come. And it already has been, and has already brought it nearer to us.
He always will live with us. He always will be in our hearts. We will never forget Awdah. And we will take Awdah's memory to continue for fighting for humanity. And we will fight the injustice and the occupation until we shall overcome everything in the end. That's something that I'm taking with me, no matter what.
Okay, forward, yes.
Thank you.
To what you said before, I've always thought there was a group of us. I'm speaking directly and personally to everyone here. now also. There was a group of us in our mid-20s around 10 years ago who were becoming involved in anti-occupation, co-resistance, solidarity work against the ongoing Nakba and supporting Palestinian return, who, it's true, came of age in our mid-20s with a group of Palestinian civil resistors in Masafayata like Tariq, like Awdah, like Baso, Sami, others. There was a group of young civil resistors in their early 20s, and we sort of came up together in the work and have been in conversation and in process with one another since then, building a trust and solidarity and learning from one another. And I think that it's for all of us to continue to build and invest in the constellation and networks of civil resistance and co-resistance that the people in the Safayata, the Palestinian civil resistors have cultivated, have spearheaded, have built, have moved forward through their tenacity and tremendous commitment to dignity and life and shared action. And over the last days being in the community, I can also send tomorrow videos of what's happened in Umm Il-Kheir the last days, but like Tariq talked about, the day after on Tuesday, the army came and declared Umm Il-Kheir a closed military zone and said that all of the Palestinians who did not specifically leave in Umm the mourners gathered, and also who came to be supports and to pay respect, had to leave, that all the Israeli and international solidarity activists had to leave. They forcibly dispersed us. And it's all part of the larger system of partition, segregation. They want to isolate Tariq. They want to isolate the community of Umm from other Palestinians, from friends around the world, friends an hour away. And that's why we're coming together today, to breach those borders and be with one another and maintain a way forward together. I think that
I want to tell everyone, please, Awdah and his family and his mother and his wife, myself, his close friend, his brothers, and all of the community members of Umm Il-Kheir, we're counting a new big deal to stand with us in these hard times that we are passing through. And I want to really urge you and beg you all even that please, we need your support now before it's too much. It is already too much that we want to get at least Awdah's body and bury him. That's the least. This is the minimum request could be for a family that who lost a person like Awdah. We need you to pressure and reach out for representatives from all around the world to pressure the occupation government to release the body of Awdah, where we will become able to bury him. Awdah shouldn't be buried with 15 people at night. He is not a thief. We are not hiding him. Awdah deserves a big funeral, the same one that happened for Hajj Suleiman, Allah yarhamhum, both of them. Both they deserve a big funerals and to be honored. And I want to urge you, I believe in you, I believe you can, and I want to tell you, every one of you, just think about it, how painful it is that we are now more than a week and Awdah's body is yet detained by the occupation. Please, this is killing us. This is making our lives horrible. We can't sleep, we can't eat, we can't sit. Really, and the women on hunger strike, a few of them, they start to really feel it. It is painful, it's hard. And I want to urge you, and as I said, we would prefer to die over leaving Awdah's body with them. All of us, we prefer to die and not to stay with this situation where they are not allowing us to bury the body and putting conditions, unjust conditions. Awdah wasn't a criminal, Awdah wasn't a murderer, Awdah wasn't doing any kind of threat to anybody. And the crime is completed the witnesses, the evidences where the sutler shot him with cold blood and killed him, and he made no threat to him. None of the family made a threat to him personally at all. That's something in the future you will realize when journalists will investigate what happened. You will realize that the great deal of injustice that is happening. Please stand with us. Please, I would urge you for Awdah, for the mother of Awdah, for the children of Awdah, for his wife, for his brothers, for myself, for all of us. Please, we want his body to bury him. That's our main request now. Yeah, they cut off the water just an hour ago. We will sort it out. We will survive. We will not die. But if Awdah's body is still with them, we would rather die over accepting it.
As I posted in the chat, there are campaigns initiated by Rebuilding Alliance in the United States and Naamod in the UK to pressure public representatives, to pressure the authorities here to release the members of Umm Il-Kheir still held unjustly by the Israeli police and to bring Awdah home. So those are steps in that direction, and please reach out to those organizations to continue to develop and mobilize in that regard and pressure public officials and representatives. And also the community has called for people around the world to host mourning tents and solidarity encampments in every city around the world as part of this emergency campaign and as a grassroots direct action oriented component. And beyond that, as an expression of solidarity and mourning, and an extension of the wishes of the community and an extension of the tent behind us, the mourning tent that the army has threatened to dismantle. I don't know if you want to say more about that and what we want people to think.
I mean, we are very fragile. We have no power really against this devil, this occupation. If they decided to take down the mourning tent of Awdah, they would do it. We have no power to stop them. But I believe in the power of people, in the power of two humans, that together we will be able to pass these hard times where we mourn Awdah and receive his body and bury him as he deserves to. And also will take Awdah's memory, all of us, I am number one, to continue working against injustice. It is Awdah's story. It is an example of how is the occupation treating millions of Palestinians all around and putting them under military occupation. And for that, they torture them. They torture them with the loss of their beloved ones. They torture them with everything, even the weddings, even in everything. In death, they have no respect for us. They dehumanize us. They don't see us as humans. They don't respect us. And that is insane. That's more than someone can live with. It is hard. And I would urge you for now to take action for Awdah. I would really, I could started that, by calling, where is Awdah's friends around the world? Where's the people who cared about Awdah? Where are they now? It is the time for them. Awdah has gone, yes, but Awdah deserves honor and respect. And that starts with receiving his body. Why they're keeping his body? He did nothing. It was clear for them in all of the evidences. I was interrogated and they made me see the videos. Awdah was just filming. He was standing inside the garden of the community center. There was a whole fence and at least 20 meters away, the distance between him and the sutler. He was just filming and he got shot. 2 bullets the sutler shot, one in Awdah's heart, one in the air. And yet they keep him. They yet call us in the media, in the sutler's media, terrorists. And really this is taking insane levels of cruelty and injustice, and it should stop. before it is more painful to the people.
So while the community remains steadfast and continues to mourn, to move forward with the mourning tent in Il-Kheir, to resist the efforts of the settlers to this very hour to cut off the water and continue to use this moment uh, as a land grab to attempt to displace the community. Let's all of us around the world host mourning tents and solidarity encampments as part of larger grassroots and diplomatic efforts to bring Awdah home, to release the detainees, members of Umm Il-Kheir and of Awdah's families still in prison, sanction Yinon and the settlers, and end, of course, the occupation and the ongoing Nakba towards a vision of justice and solidarity. And you can find more information in the links in the chat. Because we are close to the end of our time here, I want to end our time, of course, by opening this space up. This call, all of us together here now, the solidarity encampments and mourning tents around the world are all an expression of our community across borders and our shared commitment to a future and a present of justice, or more justice than injustice, as much as we can. So I want to just open it up. If people want to share something with Tariq, or just share something, an update from their community where you're mobilizing. I know there are encampments and mourning tents already in New York and Toronto. In any case, if anyone wants to share any words with Tariq, please raise your hand with the Zoom React, and I will try to give people the chance. Elisheva, I saw you first. Should be able to speak.
Hi, Tariq.
Right.
The only thing that I want to say is that I send my absolute and full love and solidarity to you and his whole family, and we will miss him forever and ever and ever.
Now we will, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In Jewish mourning, I don't know if this was said earlier, we say that you should be comforted among all of the mourners of your community, that there should be a sort of communal hug that we give to you, and so I send that to you as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anna, are you there?
Tariq, I just want to say we love you so much. I know I speak for everyone in this call, and everyone in this call represents thousands of people who knew Awdah, who loved his family, and we're all here for you, and we're ready to take action as needed the second your whole entire community deserves so much more, and we won't stop until we get that for you. And thank you for having the strength to talk today, because I can't imagine how you could.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. Thank you all.
Amy?
I'm beyond appalled by everything that has transpired. And yeah, right. He clearly wasn't a parent, sibling, or spouse of mine. But I'm so disgusted by everything that I'm saying Kaddish to acknowledge that he's died.
Sam?
Yeah, just sending love to Tariq and everyone else in Kheir. Even now, it gives me a tiny bit of sumud to see you, Tariq, and to hear your words. And from now on, for the rest of my life, every single act of resistance that I engage in will be in Awdah's honor. Yanni, it already was, but now it really will be.
Thank you. Ash?
Hi, Tariq. Just sending a lot of love to you and to everyone in Umm Il-Kheir. As you know, Awdah was a very large part of my political journey, my life, and the losses, as you say, completely unbearable. We're working on an action here in Chicago. If anyone here is not yet connected with us, please get in contact with me. We have to be doing literally everything in our power. Like, Awdah was so important to all of us. He was one of the most transformative people in this movement, and his memory demands and deserves that we come together in order to get him back. Sending a lot of love to you, Tariq. Please give my love to everyone else in the village, and thank you all.
Thank you. Desmond?
Hi, Tariq. I want you to know that we here in Canada take very seriously, and we will respond. We always have been responding to the statement that you made, that it is our money, our taxes, it is our complicity, our complacency that has contributed to our death and to the oppression of Palestinians. And we do this at every opportunity. We are pressuring our government to end the complicity. We need you to know this. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yana?
Hi, Tariq. This is Nikki or Dina and ours. Thank you for holding this meeting. I just wanted to, Awdah messaged me that morning with an urgent call, saying we don't do anything.
Yes, that's how they always urgent calls.
The water would be cut off.
And it was cut off 2 hours ago, yes. Happened.
Yes.
Happened.
And so here in the San Francisco Bay Area, we are holding a vigil for Awdah on Thursday at 7 o'clock. I've attached a flyer in the chat. Please, people that know him, people that care about Palestine, let's come. Let's pass this word on and do what Awdah asked us to do.
Yeah.
Thank you. And give the family, Hanady and his mom, our love.
I would. Jessica?
Hi, Tariq. I did not know Awdah, but my son, Aaron Wander, and his partner, Emily Glick, spent a lot of time in Il-Kheir, and it's because of them that I know about this. And all I can say is, I just my heart goes out to you, and I just feel very helpless here because even if I go to a mourning tent or I write to my congressman or senator, that seems so little, and there's not a lot I can do, but I will try to do whatever I can.
Thank you. Let's all do so. And we do have more power than we sometimes feel. So this is a moment where, of course, we are all feeling powerless in different ways, but coming together in that is important. Eve, are you there?
I am. Hi, Tariq. I wanted to say that Awdah's death is not quiet. I heard on the radio on 4 different frequencies people talking about Awdah's death just yesterday. every single community and person that I know are talking about Awdah, and this is not going to be something, not the actions that are in his name, the mourning tents, the murals of him everywhere. This is not going to be something that ends in a week. This is not going to be something that ends after you finally his body is returned, inshallah. This is going to be something that will continue for the rest of everything in Awdah's memory, because he won't leave us. وأرجع إلى فلسطين بأسبوعين وبشوفك إن شاء الله.
Rachel?
Yes, I'm in Philadelphia, and if anyone is on this call from Philadelphia and wants to plan something, my number is probably buried in the chat, so I'm going to write it again now. And Tariq, all I want to say is that I wrote down verbatim many of your words, and I will share them with people in the US.
Are you there, David?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Tariq, again, I am so sorry and so brokenhearted with everyone here. I want to offer two possible teachings. One, when I was working as a rabbi at funerals, I often said to the people that one of the best ways to honor someone who's left this world is to do the work that they were doing in the world, that they can't do it anymore now.
Yeah.
So they have to do it through us. We do it. So every one of us can take a piece of what Awdah was doing and we continue it. And the other thing I want to say is we never know when we're going to tip the balance. We never know when that's going to happen. I like to think of Nelson Mandela sitting in prison in solitary, I don't know, 20 something years. The night before they opened the door and let him out, he didn't know that's going to happen the next day. You know, so we just have to continue what we're doing with faith, you know, and sabr. And one day we will tip the balance. We have to keep working at it. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Nina?
Hi, Tariq. I want to say an alternative name for Umm Il-Kheir could be مدرسة القوة، عشان كل العالم بنتعلم كتير عن القوة منكم ومن عودة، وكلنا بنشوفكم كل يوم وبنحبكم كتير.
Thank you. Thank you. Ba?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Tariq. Your grief is felt and it is powerful. And I mentioned in the chat that there's a light in grief. The only light in grief is that we can follow this grief and we can respond in a human way to it. And we are together. I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now, and we're adjacent to Chicago, where people are living in fear under immigration and customs enforcement. And we also in Milwaukee have a really terrible racist history with police. The reason I mention this is I agree wholeheartedly with what you said about Jewish people not understanding, and this is a generalization, but let's just say Zionist people not understanding that Palestinian community is the first step. This state-sanctioned violence will and is extending to every part. It's insidious. And so what I'm trying to think of now as an artist and an educator in my own community is how to make those parallels. What is happening? Because here in the US, even financially, there are extremely intricate links between the state oppression and the occupation in Israel and occupation here in our cities, in our states. And I'm thinking of creative ways to really, really make it clear to people that this state-sanctioned oppression is parallel and it's linked. And just wanted to put that out there. I'm in Milwaukee. I'll put my information in the chat. Anybody who has creative ideas as to how to link the carceral system and just the heinous profiteering that's happening from the death and incarceration of people. And Tariq, thank you.
Ethan?
Tariq, my heart has been broken in a million pieces. This have so many, and over the past many years since first coming to Il-Kheir and like almost 10 years ago now, like there's something about the beauty that Awdah could see in the smallest things in the world, in the faces of children, in the meeting someone new, in sharing a cup of tea, in the sounds of the chicken coop in the morning, that for me, for over the years, anytime I felt a sense of hopelessness in the struggle for justice, I'll think of Umm Il-Kheir, I think of Awdah, and that's it. If he could approach resistance and life with that sense of hope, and given the unbelievable context of the occupation, then I sure as hell can do something and keep going. And you and your whole family is deep in my heart, and just sharing so much love. And for anyone in Los Angeles, a few of us have started to message and hoping to put something together in his honor, and we'll continue to keep in touch and stand beside you from now until wherever this goes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Ethan. And I think I won't be able to end on any more fitting words than that. As you noted, let's all work together to extend the beauty of Il-Kheir to the places all of us are in the world, and keep building and building and expanding that beauty wherever we are. Thank you all so much for joining in solidarity and in mourning with Tariq and with Il-Kheir, and in solidarity with the communities of Mustafayata, the West Bank, Gaza. And much thanks to everyone around the world calling for justice, to bring Awdah home, to release the detainees. Please follow Tariq and also the Green Olive Collective and many others for updates from the ground in the coming days as the circumstance continues to unfold. And let's continue putting pressure on public officials and expressing and registering our public outrage and dissent against the conduct of the Israeli authorities and of our governments around the world enabling it. We hope everyone here has quiet days. Is there any last word you want to end with, Paul?
Yeah, I would really thank all of you. Your words, it's just, made me now believe that all this effort have never gone for nothing. Yeah, may his soul rest in power and peace, and we shall continue the way. And inshallah, may his memory be a revolution. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
May his memory be a revolution and a blessing for the world to come. Talk to everyone soon. Hope to see you soon. We'll be in touch and see you in the streets and in the struggle. Masalam.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Isaac, are you here?
Hello, hello. Hi, Tariq. Hi,
Hi.
Ares. I just wanted to show you the tent. I put it, I made it inside for now. Khagit was on the call earlier, so was Maddie, and they're going to put the tent up for the third day in a row in a public place in New York City. And we wrote in the chat, and I think a lot of these people who live in New York will come. And I just wanted you to know, Tariq, that yesterday we brought so much tea to the tent, and Awdah would have hated it. It was يعني شاي أخضر يعني من Sin, من Yaban, terrible green tea. We had like lemon tea, awful, gross, disgusting. Awdah would have poured the whole thing out. We made like 50 liters of tea. Awdah would have thrown it into the trash.
I've shown on the call up a picture of you in a kimono, Japanese robe. You don't know I have that picture, but I have.
That's true. You would hate that.
I know. I went to a store in the morning and I knew that I had to have enough sugar for the tea. So I bought about 5 kilo and I thought we would only have one jar of tea. I thought that was the right proportions. I hope that I can drink. I hope I can drink tea with you soon in person.
I have so more than anybody can imagine. I have so really something that I can't, know of beautiful memories with all. Thank you, Isaac. He will stay with me forever. Thank you, Alice. Thank you.
Talk soon.